Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 24th. We're just going to jump right in here. You have this gossip card. It says, people are talking about you and what you are doing. And I say, good, let them talk, because you have this self-made card that says you will become successful or rich by your own efforts. Sometimes you must be obsessed in order to be successful. So, yeah. Definitely. Your readings have been very good as far as money is concerned. You have this card that says minimize drama and take personal responsibility to act with integrity. Again, I do feel that like clearly there's some sort of victory that could be coming in for you. Look at this. Definitely looks very good. I feel like this is I feel a lot. I'm not going to sugarcoat it on that Nine of Swords. Again, I always say, to me, let me back up for a second. Nine of Swords to me is the worst card in the tarot, plain and simple. So, to me, it's much worse than the Tower. To me, it's much worse than the Ten of Swords, because the guy in the Ten of Swords is dead. I don't get what people don't understand about this. It's like, once you're dead, that's it. So, Ten of Swords really isn't that bad. The dude is dead, right? But the Nine of Swords is like a round nightmare. And, he's gone to bed. He's had a nightmare and he's woken up and he's still stuck in a nightmare, but he just repeats this process. He doesn't, make a change. So, what I would say here is that clearly, and you have the Wheel of Fortune, which would be like a round and round type of energy. And, I feel like there's something that you need to make sure that you don't repeat. Definitely could be a past person here because, I kind of feel it. So I would definitely be careful of a past person with this energy, for sure. I feel like they're just going to get in the way and cause a bunch of problems. And they probably sense you becoming successful, and they're like jealous of the success that you're about to have. So, I would definitely avoid someone from the past. I know for a fact we've been talking about this for like a couple of weeks now, Capricorn, with you. And again, I feel like this person just is like, I feel like they're stuck and they also want to keep you stuck as well. So definitely time to avoid it. It seems to me like it's a very successful time for you. And, clearly there could be something new and much better coming in for you as well as far as love is concerned. Yes, definitely. So, again, this is a comfort blanket. This is, something that is not good. So I would definitely let this go. I also feel there's, again, if you've been struggling with money, that's about to change for you because Ace of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, I really feel that you're kind of overcoming something. The Ace of Swords, you can see that it's over those mountains right here. And the Ace of Swords kind of represents the fact that we will always have obstacles in our life, but the sword being over the mountain says you will always be able to overcome those obstacles. And I really feel you're like becoming an overcomer. I feel like you are becoming someone who kind of like is able to conquer things like challenges that come your way. And this is making you much stronger, much more successful. I also feel there's just, victory coming in for you. You have the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like you've been focused on work and things like that as well. It's like, trust me, as someone who works like 24/7, me, you know what I mean? It's like, well, number one, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend anyone, live their life like I do, number one. But, I'm a crazy person. But I would also say that, it's like I have a lot of people in my life that are always like, when are you going to take a break? And, all this other stuff. But it's like, it's not who I am, number one. It's like, number one, that's not how I operate. It's not in my DNA. This is who I am. And, it just is what it is. I'm someone who has multiple businesses and, this is what I like doing. I get bored if I'm not working on like 10 things at once, right? So what I would say here is I would be careful of other people telling you how to live. Like, I'm even against like basically, I hustle, I work. When I get done with my readings, the videos get edited and then I'm off to my next business working on my next thing, right? I block out my day for the different businesses I have. But, again, I am also like basically I just hustle, but I am against hustle culture. Like I understand like I'm a big fan of Gary Vee and stuff, but, if that's not you, then I wouldn't do it, right? I don't think we should be, working our faces off or anything like that. There's more to life than work. But, what I'm trying to spit out here, Capricorn, is I feel like you need to listen to yourself. If you're a typical Capricorn like me, basically, then I would say you probably do just want to work. But at the same time, it's like there needs to be balance. But at the same time, I also think you need to listen to yourself. Again, as you become more successful, you're going to have people who start to tell you how to live. It's just how it is. It's like, as you become more successful, people, they can't see themselves doing it. So then they have to lower you back down to their level. And some people do. I don't even think people do it on purpose, but I feel like this is saying don't listen. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Three of Wands, card of expansion, card of growth. We see here, Wheel of Fortune to the Two of Wands. Three of Wands kind of says, what are you waiting for? And the Two of Wands kind of represents needing to leave a comfort zone. The Nine of Swords represents needing to leave a comfort zone. He has this comfort blanket right here on his lap. The whole point of the Nine of Swords is that, like, he's having a nightmare. He's having this repeat nightmare. It's, like, uncomfortable, but it's not painful enough for him to make the change. But at the same time, it's like, how painful does something need to become for you to walk away from it? And again, for some of you, I feel this could be a person in your life where it's like you haven't been together, but maybe they're trying to come back. Wheel of Fortune. And I feel this is saying, like, how much pain do you need to put yourself in? I don't know. Maybe you like it. I can't answer that question for you. So definitely something to think about. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is a card of expansion. Is a card of not giving up. So I feel for a lot of you with that Ace of Swords, if there's something you're trying to conquer, some sort of mountain you're trying to overcome, or somewhere in your life you're trying to grow, I feel this is saying don't give up. Definitely give it one last shot here. Especially if you're working here on like a business or your career with the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, you will be successful. See, here's the thing, is Six of Wands is a card of people seeing you be successful. So this could be part of the problem. People are seeing you, they're seeing you kind of glowing, getting attention and all that other stuff. And the reason this is a problem is because, they could be jealous. So I would be careful of jealous people, I feel, and just ignore it, plain and simple. There's clearly a lot of success coming in for you here. I didn't even see this. Look at this. It says halfway there, the wheel is turning. Wheel of Fortune right there. It says destined, inevitable, karma cycles, follow the flow of events. You have the September card. It says intuition is guiding light. Let playfulness carry you forward. It is crazy to me how, every single reading I've been doing has something about needing to be playful or needing to follow your heart more. This started when the energy started moving into Taurus. We first had Uranus move into Taurus a while ago, and then we had Jupiter move into Taurus. And what I would say is, like, when Uranus first moved into Taurus, I started getting these messages of, people, like, it's like there's some sort of shift in the energy where I really feel people need to more follow their heart. Taurus is kind of very heart-based energy, but it's more because it has to do with your values, like things that you value. But if you're doing things that you don't value, like maybe you have a job, but it's just a job, you don't really value it, you're probably going to want to go do something else. Same thing with relationships, same thing with businesses and everything else in your life. So, I definitely feel playfulness is kind of the name of the game right now, and being more playful. And again, you have this follow the flow of events card, which, is what I would be doing with this Wheel of Fortune. You have the Queen of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Lovers. There's some sort of change in your love life if you want it. Yeah, the Queen of Wands is kind of about being very attractive at this time. So if you want love, I feel it doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel you are just very attractive at this time. She also follows her playfulness. She has this sunflower right here. Sunflowers point towards the sun. So she moves towards things that make her happy, that bring her excitement, that light her up. You even end with this electric eel spirit that says, bring your ideas to life. But I also feel it's kind of like electric. I feel it's saying there are things in life that make you feel excited, electric, that you could do all day long. And those are the directions that is the flow, is what I'm trying to spit out here. It's like that is the direction you need to move your life. You have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I definitely feel someone's trying to come back. It's crazy to me that, we have this Venus retrograde and almost every single person has had someone trying to come back from the past. So it seems to be kind of a little bit more of a challenging Venus retrograde, or maybe, I don't know that I should say the word challenging, but it just seems to me like it's one where that is really bringing people back. Let's put it that way. So, definitely something to think about. Definitely, I wouldn't necessarily even say be careful of that, but it's just something to look out for. I do feel like there is a change coming as well. So I do like to see that. I also feel you need to follow your flow. Again, right here, there's a snake, and the snake represents your vibrations. That's how you can control the direction the wheel spins in, is by keeping it positive, staying positive in life, and, using your powers of manifestation and stuff. So make sure to keep it positive. You have the Lovers here. Here's the thing, is that you have the Lovers with the Two of Wands. Like, I'm wondering if someone just, I don't know how to say this, Capricorn, but it's like I have a feeling that someone was kind of, it's like they had some bad things about them, but I also feel they just knew all the right spots to touch, all the right things to say, and all this other stuff. It's like I really feel it is kind of giving me the vibes of a two-faced person. It's like I have this weird conflicted feeling inside of me. Like if I put myself in your shoes with this Two of Wands with the Lovers, I don't even think this is for all of you, but I feel you could be in a love situation. I don't even think you're talking to a person right now or that's trying to return or will be trying to return. But it's like I get this feeling of like knowing that you have to move away from this person, but it's like I also feel they kind of, I don't know if they fulfilled certain fantasies or if there was like a certain level of understanding, but I also feel there's like all this toxic stuff as well that went on. So I feel like you need to separate away from that, because I kind of feel there's going to be a person who comes in for you who's really going to blow your mind and who is more positive and who also does a lot of the like great things that you want in a relationship. But I feel if you kind of stay stuck on this person or whatever, that you're not going to meet this person here. So definitely something to look out for. I do feel the Lovers is talking about new love. You seem a little bit disappointed in love right here, which again, based off your past readings, that would kind of make sense to me. You have the Four of Pentacles. I don't know if you saw how that flew out there, but there you go. That cracks me up because I feel like that's basically what this reading is talking about. Part of this reading, I feel it's saying like, let go of this past person. Let's see. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Again, whenever cards repeat themselves in a reading like this, it's basically the universe is saying, I meant what I said. So, definitely something to think about here for sure. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Page of Pentacles. I feel for some of you that there could be kind of good news coming in for you here with the Page of Pentacles, or it's like there's something new coming in. I do feel, well, here you go. You go all the way over here to the Page of Pentacles, and, I feel this could be a new connection that's coming in for you. The other thing is here's the thing, though, is that the Page of Pentacles can represent education. The Wheel of Fortune can also represent education. Capricorn, I've been saying this to you forever, that if I were Capricorn, I basically am. I have like 900 planets, like every planet and its mother is in Capricorn in my chart, right? So, but I'm a Pisces, but still, I'm basically a Capricorn. And what I would say here is that, I would educate yourself as much as you possibly can. Again, I think people don't realize, like, I'm a dummy. People always say, like, don't talk down to yourself. I'm like, no, you don't realize. I fell on my head when I was 10 years old, and this is not a joke. I had a traumatic brain injury. I have to read things like 900 times. Things do not sink in to my brain. I don't think you understand this, right? When I mostly listen to books because I can't even read, basically. And listening to books, I have to listen to them 900 times to get the information to sink in. So it's like, I've been really spending a lot of time, but I've seen it work in my own life. So if it works for me, it'll work like a million times better for you. Trust me. So I would educate yourself as much as you possibly can about whatever you want to improve in your life. With the Lovers, you have the Knight of Wands here. Yes, inconsistent, back and forth, round and round type of energy here, Capricorn. I would definitely be very careful of, an inconsistent past person. Next, you have this card that says there's a path you're meant to be on. Trust it. Yes, this is a new path, something that is taking you away from this, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. You have this card that says don't take action when there's a feeling of resistance. Again, I kind of feel this could be a person. I feel like there's a lot of resistance. I feel like there's a lot that you don't want to do, and I feel like you need to listen to it. I also have something here, I have to say this. If someone's trying to get you to purchase something as well here, Capricorn, or if you're, let's say you're going to buy a car, or, you're going to, purchase something that's more on the expensive side of things, I get this feeling of someone like trying to talk you into something that you don't want. Like, maybe you can't get the color of car that you want, but maybe they have the car you want, but just in like the wrong color, for example. And I get this feeling, this might only be for like one of you, but I feel like you need to listen. They might try to talk you into it. I feel like you will be super disappointed if you let them talk you into it. So don't let like some car dealer or something like that, it could be a real estate agent or whatever, talking you into buying a house that you don't want. Or whatever, I feel like this is saying, you're feeling resistance to it for a reason. So make sure you say, nope, not doing it. You get me the color I want or too freaking bad, right? That's how I would act with this energy, because, I don't know, I just get, and it could be anything else. Like you might be going and buying something for your house or something, again, I have a feeling it's something more expensive, but again, don't let like a salesperson or something talk you into something you don't want. So that definitely popped into my head. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, and the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is a card of taking the lead. It is a card of kind of leaving a comfort zone as well, which you clearly need to do. I do like that. I do like this, that you go from Nine of Swords to the Two of Wands in this diagonal here. The Nine of Swords is a comfort zone, like we already discussed. Two of Wands is a comfort zone, but it's a little bit better because he's at least looking out into the world, even though he really needs to realize that he has the whole world in his hands. He's got that world there, Capricorn, and he needs to realize that he could easily, kind of manifest what he wants very easily here on Earth if he, just got out of the castle. He's not having, he's not having any new experiences. He's just staying where he is, and he needs to not do that. You have the Four of Cups here. I feel this is saying that you need to realize that not everything is the same, especially going this way. You could have a love offer that's coming in for you, but you could also be kind of, judging it based off of the last, love offer. And I feel like this is saying you need to trust the evidence. I keep telling people that we are in a time of trusting the evidence. The evidence will be very clear. It's like, trust me, I get tons of comments from people that are always like, oh, this person turned into a monster. I don't believe for a second. I don't care what anyone says, whatever. Leave your comment. I don't care. But my thing is, people always tell me like, oh, this person turned into a monster years later. No, they gave you warning signs right up front. You just didn't pay attention. And I'm not criticizing you here. I've done it, right? And so not a criticism, but I think we need to be honest about relationships and all this other stuff. It's like, maybe you get into a connection. Again, maybe they know all the right spots to touch, and you put on the relationship goggles, and you don't see all the bad stuff that they do. You don't see all the things that that they don't pay attention to or whatever. So again, I don't believe for one second that people just turn into monsters overnight. It just does not happen, right? Plain and simple. And I'll give you an example of when it can happen. When you have a traumatic brain injury, sure. If you tell me that your husband got into an accident and had a TBI and got turned into a monster, then yes, absolutely, I will believe your story. But everybody else, no, sorry, not buying it, because again, people don't just turn into monsters. Maybe they hide. They're good at hiding things, but if we really pay attention, we will see. Sorry, for some reason my alarm's going off. And there you go, alarm, right? Pay attention to the warnings. So there you go. But you have this Nine of Pentacles. But what I'm saying here is I'm getting the word consistency. I feel like we need to pay attention to is if you're attracting a new person, I feel like they are very consistent. Meaning they say something, they do it. They might even have behaviors that are consistent, which is, again, I think in relationships, I think we all, and again, not picking on you here, trust me, just as I was with someone for a few years, not a good idea. And there was so much I ignored, and I ended up hurting myself, right? And there were so many warning signs that I didn't pay attention to, right? So I blame myself, right? Even though really, I don't know, the stuff they did, I could probably write a book about it, but after the fact, right? Now that I realize it and saw it, but what I would say here is there was so much I didn't pay attention to. So I feel like you need to pay attention. But I also feel like you need to pay attention to little things. Like if I paid attention to things like consistency in this person's life, they were not consistent anywhere in their life, right? And I get that for you here, where it's like you might meet a person who is very consistent. They have a schedule. Maybe they have a schedule. Maybe they work out at the same time every single day. But I feel like their actions are very consistent. So again, that's what when I talk about evidence. That's the evidence you need to pay attention to. If they are consistent in other areas of their life, chances are they'll be consistent with you. So that's kind of like what I'm getting here. So hopefully that makes sense. Probably not, but let's see. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Emperor. Definitely could be an Aries coming in for you. Could also just be a boss type person coming in for you. With the Four of Cups, you have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, I feel, is needing to lighten up, have more fun. I definitely think this is true. I was just talking about working a lot, right? Normally, there's a lady right here on a traditional Three of Pentacles, and she has polka dots on her cloak. Polka dots in the tarot kind of represent needing to have more fun, needing to do more things that you enjoy. It can represent, whenever I see polka dots, which we have on that card, but also the Seven of Swords, to me, when those cards show up like this, show up in a reading, like this, it can represent the fact that maybe you're taking things too seriously and you need to have more fun just so you can lighten the energy up. Here you go with the Two of Wands. Yes, lovers. I'm telling you right now, if you're attracting love, you're attracting something very, very different. And again, if you're nervous, which is perfectly fine, then I would just pay attention to the evidence. Like I said, I feel that, and maybe you can't see it. Like I said, this last relationship I was in, I was blind the entire time. There were things that I was totally blind to, right? And I don't say this to air my dirty laundry. I say this because, I don't know, it's like I fell for it, right? So there you go. And I think it's hilarious now that I fell for it, but what I would say here is I don't know. I hope my pain can help some of you, right? And what I would say here is that I think the evidence, like if you look at a new person, if you have a new person coming in, which you clearly do here, I feel like maybe you need to write it down. Maybe you need to slow things down as well. That's the other thing is like, this past person, we got things going really, really fast, right? So it's like maybe you need to slow things down and be like, no, I want to see where things go. I want to see consistency. I want to see that this person is who they say they are and all this other stuff. And I feel like that's what's going on here. You have this horse spirit says freedom is yours. You have this electric eel spirit says bring your ideas to life. Yes, love it. I just love this energy. This horse spirit is also about momentum. So I feel that you're going to notice that things are speeding up in your life. If you tap into this electric eel spirit, I feel you need to do things that light you up, that get you excited, that you could just do all day long. These could be fun activities, funtivities. They could be businesses, things like that. You have the Knight of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. Definitely a new person coming in for you. I feel like this is one person right here. Could be a knight in shining armor, could be an earth sign or a water sign. Take it how it resonates. Could be any sign. I mean, you have fire here as well. Could be anything. But I feel like it's someone who is a knight in shining armor. The other thing is I feel like this person's probably very resourceful. The Knight of Cups is standing in the desert, but the story of the Knight of Cups is that he could easily plant seeds in front of the water here and they will grow. So you might notice, you might be attracting a person where it's like, maybe this person from work. I don't know, work is popping into my head here. So this definitely could be, a work person that you know. It's like maybe you notice that they can kind of pull energy from nowhere. Or maybe you notice that they're like a little bit of a magician. They can kind of create things very quickly. I also feel like they're very curious. Page of Pentacles. Well, I get a million things here, number one, on the Page of Pentacles. But they could be someone who's like a lifelong learner or, maybe if they don't know something, they figure it out. They don't just like complain about it and all that other stuff. But I also feel this is for you. Again, I want to stress that, I think the best thing you could do, actually, Capricorn, is completely ignore love and and learn as much as you possibly can about whatever you're growing. And guess what? I'm not saying you're ignoring love, but I think if you learn about yourself and, learn about the things you want to create and the experiences you want to have, you will just naturally attract a person who fits into that. So it's like, I wouldn't even, I think that would be a good thing for you as well, is to like not even, like don't even have your eye on a person or anything like that. I know that can be hard if you're attracted to a person, but, if they just naturally get drawn in, probably the right person, as long as you are also in alignment, as long as you are going the right direction. And so that's kind of like what I would focus on making improvements. Although I do feel like there's communication coming in here. You have the King of Cups. Again, I feel like everyone is more attracted to the King of Cups archetype right now. Might not even be a water sign. I think that over the next 20, really between now and like 2033, there's a lot of chaos. Specifically between now and 2027, there's like chaos in the energy. So, if King of Cups type people, they don't care what is going on in the world. Not that they don't care about issues or anything like that, but it's more they are in control. They're very in control of their emotions, and they don't freak out about every little thing that happens, and also they do something about it. It's like the highest vibration version of this. It's like if something happens, they take care of business. So again, I just think naturally people are going to be more attracted to that type of person. Doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to either, Capricorn. But let's see here. With the Knight of Cups, you cannot, like, are you kidding? Like, what I literally said that you are attracted to someone who's like a magician, and boom. What's the first card you get? Right there. I'm telling you right now, you're attracting a person who creates things out of nowhere. I feel like this person, I literally said that to you. That is crazy. But, I literally feel that you could be attracting a person like this. This could also be you, Capricorn. Again, I think when you're in alignment, when you are lit up, with that electric eel spirit, when you're bringing your ideas to life, then I think you will see how things just kind of manifest very quickly. And I feel that's kind of confirmation from the universe that you need to keep doing what you're doing. Here you go. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment, happiness, joy, good things coming in for you. With the King of Cups, yes, definitely this could be an earth sign with water, water with earth, fire with water, whatever. You have everything here. But I feel it is someone who is permanent, someone who wants something permanent as well if you are looking for love. For others, if you're not looking for love, I feel that this could be you working on like your business and creating permanent finances, better finances. You have an elephant right there. You have this elephant right here. We're pulling 5 main themes now. It says, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. So this could be a long journey. There's definitely something about wisdom here as well. Growing your wisdom, learning, all that kind of comes up here. You have this needle and thread. It says, a sincere wish will be granted. Yes, wish granted. 9 of Cups. So definitely some sort of wish. You have this heart card. Love, deep affection, and caring. Yes, definitely a love reading if you want love. So there you go. You have this older man card. It says dealings or relationships with an older man. It also says club. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. I literally said that. Again, I'm telling you right now. I am telling you. If you are purchasing something, say no. Like, especially if it's what you want, say yes. But I got that on that. I've never had a reading like with so much confirmation like this. I literally said that. That, I really feel that if you're purchasing something or whatever, it's like, there's something wrong about it, or it just isn't right, or it's not exactly what you want. I feel like this is saying no settling, especially during Venus retrograde. I have one rule during Venus retrograde: don't get bangs, right? People think I'm kidding, but Venus retrograde, it's like you shouldn't do anything with your looks, how you look, or anything like that, right? Unless if you get a haircut and you're getting the same haircut that you've had, fine. But it's like, it's always a bad idea to try something new. Is it that big of a deal? No, your hair will grow back, right? Who cares, right? But what I will say is that, no tattoos, no plastic surgery, things like that during Venus retrograde, but also anything that has to do with looks. So again, I'm telling you right now, I was getting something about buying a car that's like the wrong color or something like that. And then here you go, boom. And I told you that someone will try to get you to do it. I wouldn't do it. You have this lobster. It says financial pinch. I actually feel like you're getting out of financial difficulties, and there are some financial improvements coming in for you. So I like where this is going here. Looks really good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.